Welcome to the Outer Rim Vault. In this video, I am going to be putting this French language weekly play kit into an acrylic display case from Luna Fabrication. This weekly play kit is for Shadows of the Galaxy, and as I mentioned previously, it's in French language. I bought it from a Canadian seller. Unfortunately, it got damaged on the way here from Canada. I live in the middle of the United States in Missouri. So anyway, we'll get started on this. I've got a few other videos on the channel of me working with the Luna Fabrication display products. They're very straightforward. You get pieces in the bag. You have a large front and the back. You have two sides, a top and a bottom, and the front and the back. So as you'll see in my other videos, to prepare these for use, you're just peeling off the protective wax paper. Takes a little bit of work to get a spot started. And then you pull it off. Sometimes you can pull the whole sheet off with little effort. Sometimes, as is the case with this one, it's going to fight me a little more. So that's a protective wax paper pulled off of one side. This is the first foreign language piece in my Star Wars Unlimited collection. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it a habit to track these down because I barely have room for my native English language parts, or my English language products. Sorry about that. So there's the a front back piece with the protective paper pulled off of it. I'm not going to make you watch me get all these parts ready. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to finish peeling off the protective wax paper on these other parts, and I'll be back to do the friction fitting of the pieces. All right, I have all the parts prepared for the friction fitting. I have two microfiber cloths that I use to take fingerprints off the acrylic after I start putting stuff together. So I'm going to set these aside here a little bit. Give me a good workspace. All right, and then after you have your parts prepared, you just start friction fitting the pieces together. I'm throwing stuff. Sometimes the parts will really fight you, and you got to work to get them to go together. Knock on wood, this is going together pretty easy so far. When you're assembling these parts, always press right at the joint where the parts come together. If you press out away from the joint, you run a higher risk of cracking your pieces. I've put together probably over a dozen Luna Fabrication cases so far. I've had one piece crack, and it was because I got too rough with it. And it was a small crack that was not visible after I put the item on display, so I did not do anything to try to replace it. All right, so I've got the back and the four sides together. I'm going to drop the product in the box. And we're ready to put the front on. I'm going to wipe off the inside surface just to make sure I'm not boxing in any dust or fingerprints accidentally. Making sure everything's together solid. All right, so there we have the French language Shadows of the Empire weekly play kit encased in a Luna Fabrication acrylic display box. Now I have to find a place on the display shelf for it. I'll take you on that journey with me. Stand by. Okay, so here's my display shelf. It has Shadows of the Galaxy, Twilight of the Republic products on this shelf. As I've shown in some of my other videos, I've got other stuff on display. So right behind the booster pack wrappers here and the deck box, you see a regular English language play kit. So I think what I'm going to do, we're going to move these two deck boxes. I'm going to put French language one right there on top of the English box. And then that can go back on top. And then I've got this Mando box to go back up there. And so seeing these here, that reminds me I've got to put those in acrylic display cases as well. So there's the English play kit box and a French one. Just something a little different to have on the shelf. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, please leave them below, and I'll see you the next time on the Outer Rim Vault.